Now, I am Waffy Craft. That is a great question. And Might and Monsters right now, because this game is still brand new. And let me go ahead and share. I am Waffy Craft, a.k.a. Steve from Last Mage Standing. They asked in the stream chat if I can friend. Because Might and Monsters, and that's a great question. And you know what? I am Waffy. If you don't mind, I'm going to use this as a great segue for an educational clip. So I'm going to make sure I segment this. If you are an avid watcher of my streams, you know when I try to take advantage of educational clips whenever I can. So bear with me. Steve, aka Waffy Clip. I am Waffy Craft. You're going to get a special shout out here for this little segment. So just give me 1 second. Greetings, Guardians. Once again, this is Castle Grayskull 0420 coming to you with another breaking news. Stop everything that you're doing if you're not playing one of the two phenomenal free-to-play, play-to-earn games brought to you and me by Roboto Games. As a quick reminder, I do not work for or nor am I affiliated with, but I will share and bring to you their phenomenal free-to-play, play-to-earn content every single day. Yes. Let's get into it. Before I get on my nerd soapbox, as you know, I am prone to do in a heartbeat, Guardians. So, we are in a stream today, and we met a brand new friend, as always, from Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana. Now, of course, the world turns due to physics and music. Music does make the world go round. That and physics, literally. They're somewhere else in the global hemisphere. Did that stop them from being able to join in and play this all-inclusive game with me in a team-up? No, it didn't. Roboto Games has the winning formula. So, please, ladies, if you don't mind, I'm going to take it from here. We're going to answer this all-important question and concept and break down what's going on in the direct sequel to Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana. We're going to take a look at Might and Monsters. Please, battle mates, thank you, ladies. I'm going to take it from here. Excuse me, Guardians. So I am playing Might and Monsters, the direct sequel to Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana. And I had a returning stream viewer that came in earlier when we were playing Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, and we were doing some team-up. Brand new viewer for the stream came to check out Castle Grayskull 0420 and see what I was about. And they're a veteran player, just like I've met before. They've been playing the game for a little bit over a year and a half, I believe, from what they shared. Last Mage Standing, that is. Once again, they had no idea about this phenomenal sequel that's been brought to us by Roboto Games. Now, I am Waffy Craft, which is their Twitch stream chat name, but their in-game name for Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, is Steve. They sent me a team up, an invite. They've joined back in the stream, and they have a super prevalent question about this game right here. So after I am Waffy Craft got the forensics evidence, investigation team to scrape their mental brain matter from every corner of the ceiling and wall of their rompus room where they have their computer, they presented this question because they're new to this game. This game only came out earlier this year in March of 2022. They're asking in the stream chat, they said, hey, can you friend? Which is a really important and great question that any veteran player of Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, would be familiar and accustomed to. So let's take a look at that and give a strong definitive and see what the future holds for this potential gameplay feature that is present in the original that we would love to hope to see in the direct sequel. So in Might and Monsters here, we can see that the developers have put so much work and love into this game. They've got things ready, but it's still at its bare bones stage where the shop tab is there in the game, but it's not accessible where we can click it. It's not highlighted yet, right? Just like this tab right here, which is super important, the Allies tab. This is where I believe where you'd be able to send requests and get friends and do team-ups. There clearly are people playing this game. There are not enough yet because, like I said, this is a free-to-play game. A phenomenal top-quality tier game. Roboto Games, yes, is a business. Their bottom line is to make money. But they're going about it in such a way, in a smart, humanitarian way, that shows that they have a heart. Their developers that make these games have a heart. They're avid gamers. This is a free-to-play game. Might and Monsters is a free-to-earn. You have to play to earn. Just like in Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, I am WaffyCraft. If you're still hanging out here, because like I said, I was going to answer your question, and I was going to give you a shout-out for being the inspiration for this educational video that we're putting together here. Because brand new eyeballs, if you're a new player to either of these games, these are things that you're going to stumble across and want to know at some point. And especially with this sequel here from Might and Monsters, look what the developers and Roboto Games have put in. A feedback tab. Yeah, there are other online games that are out there, and I'm not going to get on the nerd soapbox and talk about those illusionary bait and switch games, those bamboozle type games, those games that are pay to play, pay to win. Not here. So, WaffyCraft. I am WaffyCraft, a.k.a. Steve from Last Mage Standing, who I met earlier today. I would strongly suggest for you, just like I've mentioned to any other veteran player that have mentioned their first impressions, their criticism, their constructive criticism, their hang-up, their gripes, whatever it may be, I strongly suggest for you to reach out to the developers and Roboto Games. They want to hear from you, your suggestions and feedback. Be cordial about it. Inquire with them. Let them know, like, hey, I played the original OG. I just stumbled across Castle Great. You don't have to mention me, but you can say, I stumbled across this crazy person that's been streaming your phenomenal content, and I didn't know you had a sequel. Can you share any insight about when the Allies tab might be opened up, or when can I send friend requests, or when? I'm pretty sure they'll get back to you because they'll like, if you want a response, put your email in, okay? That feature, the feedback feature, is also in Last Mage Standing, aka Arx Arcana. So Steve, aka I am WaffyCraft, I strongly suggest, just like this community, it doesn't have any elitism type gamers. Roboto Games did not, their products does not fester or breed those type of gamers like other online games that I will not name by name because I'm not here to name bash them. There's no gatekeeping here. There's no access denied. In Last Mage Standing, aka Arx Arcana, if something goes wrong in the game, like it doesn't register a win, normally you have to take a screenshot on these other online games and send feedback. The developers let you know ahead of time. They're like, hey, something didn't happen with your thing. I made an educational video on that. That's something else to hash. But the important thing is, and then I am WaffyCraft, they just replied back in the stream chat. They said that they are. So if you are a new player, if you are a veteran player, and you're stumbling across, and just like another veteran player mentioned, they said, hey, I'm kind of upset because I don't see Grim. I don't see the Guardian Grim here. If you notice from the elemental factions, out of the nature, fire, and water, both the nature and fire guardians factions both have 5 total guardians for their faction. Now, this is pure hypothesis on my behalf, and I feel good about it. When the developers release or put in the next new Guardian, it's going to have to be a water elemental faction Guardian, because then that's going to give a balance of 5 for each faction. So yes, if you are a veteran player and this is your first time seeing this, getting first impressions, and you're like, hey, I really like this, I'm kind of concerned about that, this is still bare bones. The developers, they want to hear from you for Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, the OG. This child right here, this should give you so many chills. This should let you be so optimistic as far as what this direct sequel can become compared to what Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, is right now. So I just wanted to answer that prevalent question, and it looks like the individual that asked it, I am Waffy Craft, a.k.a. Steve, who we met earlier today in the stream, they're taking advantage and reaching out to the developers. They're sending some cordial suggestion, or they're asking questions to get feedback, and they want to know. They're like, hey, when will we be able to send friend requests? And I would like to find out myself too. So I am Waffy Craft. I'm going to check back in with you to see if you get a reply back. I honestly feel it does tie in to the number of people and profiles that start getting on the game and them having to increase the servers. Because then that's going to force them to open up those tabs that we have access to, just like in Last Mage Standing. So I'm glad you asked that. You too can present me questions. You can either join the Discord, you can leave a comment with your gamer tag. Join the games, make a gamer tag, yes, or your questions on my educational videos that I leave on YouTube, or you can come join the stream, the live stream here on Twitch that I do, and present your questions there, okay? This is an all-inclusive game. I am not a gatekeeper. I'm not going to do access denied. If you ask me a question, I'm not going to fake the funk with you. I've been playing Might and Monsters for almost 2 months now. Last Mage Standing, only 2 weeks. Today's my 14th day. If there's something you ask me about this game that I don't know, I'm not going to fake the funk. I'll research it and we'll both learn together. So make a profile. My player tag in Might and Monsters is none. Do believe if you see me in first place on the podium on the after a battle, just know who did you in when you see none. Make a profile, just like LeVar Burton said at the end of every show of Reading Rainbow. Don't take my word for it. See for yourself if this game is truly play to earn. See if it truly is free to play, all inclusive. I hope to see you on the battlefield, Guardians, just like I'll soon see I am Waffy Craft, a.k.a. Steve, from Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana. I hope to see you new Guardians on the battlefield. Look out for the player tag none. Do believe if I do see you on the battlefields, Guardians, I will smite you. Please, battle mates, get out here and do what you do best for me, please. Thank you. Once again, this has been another educational presentation brought to you by Castle Grayskull 0420. Join in on the fun, that acronym fun type games that Roboto Games brings to us. They put it here for you and me. Take advantage. Take advantage. Until next time, Guardians, you be easy.